I'm Jason.
I'm Julie, and wanted to chat with you for a quick moment. A lot of times we get people who come up to us and say, "Oh, you're not off on one of your adventures?" We wanted to make a quick video about all the hard work we put in before we take off on vacation, because both Jason and I own businesses. We have to get those ready to go. The kids have stuff, the house has stuff.
Yeah, this is kind of like a behind the scenes, besides like Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and all the bunnies and adventures.
Running to the beach in our bikinis.
Yeah, besides all of that great stuff,
That's
which is going to be included. We just wanted to give a little more insight as to what happens getting prepared for the road, and also what we kind of got going on behind the scenes a little bit. So we are wanting to hit the road in like 3 to 4 weeks roughly, and we've got a pretty good map of what we're wanting to do. And usually kind of how it happens is we generally kind of know what we want to do, where we want to go, but I don't get too crazy on reservations and things like that. I think that's part of the adventure, and that's the great thing about having a small camper. Woohoo! Is that we make certain reservations in certain spots, but a lot of it is kind of fly by night a little bit, because we can always kind of find a spot
Squish in. We're only 24 feet, so.
Yeah. So before we leave, though, we've got to finish the house that we're living in right now, which was a flip house originally, and now we live in it. And so we've got this stuff to get finished before we hit the road. And then we've got, what you've got?
A lot. We have a lot of house stuff to finish.
We have a lot of house stuff.
He's being really...
Cue the B-roll.
Anyway, on top of that, I teach fitness classes. I'm trying to figure out, I do Zoom on the road. You all get to tune in for those if you'd like. But I also have people who come and see me in class. So I'm actually going to try to figure out if I can maybe project myself out on a screen for them so they can still come to class. So
we need one of those hologram
there.
Workout things where it's like a hologram.
Okay, we're not that fancy yet. But I also teach college. We're at the end of the semester, so I have 2 weeks to finish upgrading papers. Jason and I went on a new business adventure, and you can now rent out one of our trailers.
Yep, we have a camper rental trailer. If you go to RV Share, I'll probably share a link at some point in this and totally exploit that. But you can rent our camper. So we're getting that up and going. That's pretty new. And then obviously I sell real estate. So I've still got homes in escrow while we travel, and I juggle obviously doing inspections and things like that. The great thing about real estate is you can do a lot of it from your phone, if not the entire transaction from your phone nowadays. So that's really good to do, or be able to do. But I've still got loose ends to square up before we head out on the road. And it's kind of because we have a general idea of how long we're going to be on the road, but then I always get that itch where I want to go somewhere else or do something else, and then it turns into twice as long, and she knows that I drag her through the...
I'm going to be gone 4 to 6 weeks.
6 months.
Anyway, on top of that, we still have the kids.
We got to get the kids ready.
Right now they're being watched by their tablets. But that'll be done in 2 minutes. They still have homeschool through a couple more weeks, so we spend some hours doing that. They still do jujitsu, spend some hours doing that.
Yeah.
And on top of that, next month is their birthdays, so we'll usually make a big deal out of their birthdays on the road. We'll do something fun. Now they're definitely at the age where they want to party too. They go to everybody else's parties.
Yeah.
So just because we don't have enough to do, we're going to have a party for them before we leave.
Spoiled.
So it won't be a probably a Pinterest-worthy party. But it will have all the things, cake, friends, hopefully friends, presents, hopefully presents, if they deserve any, bounce house, and
They're gonna get one present
that
that's
should
gonna
be
fit the
fine.
camper because they have their mountain bikes that we bring everywhere. They're absolutely spoiled.
Ooh, so
So
then we go on to things like, getting our vehicles ready.
getting the camper ready.
Getting the camper
we
ready.
have a list of items that we have neglected in the camper over time, and as we get closer and closer to doing a bigger trip, we have to look at those lists and go, do we really want a new awning? The passenger seat is a death trap, but I don't ride in it, so I mean,
It's like riding a bull.
it's
And like you'll be sitting there and Jason, and I think he does it on purpose. He like see a bump coming up and he won't even announce it just because it's like this, like riding, then all of a sudden it's like, and that's fun and it gets my heart rate up.
so I gotta put some lube on that and try and get it working correctly.
I'm ready for a new seat or a fixed seat.
Yeah,
So,
our air conditioner needs some love, so we're gonna assess the air conditioner real quick because we're gonna be venturing in some very hot and humid areas, and I don't want to be miserable, so we're addressing that. In the meantime, our door has got slightly bent from the
Reorganizing.
wind, so it's got to be put back into
Right.
place. There's always something. It's so much fun.
So I'm sure along the way in the next week or so, we'll have little snippets of us trying to tackle that list. I think the time before our big trip, we felt a little overwhelmed.
Yeah,
And some of these things we do to ourselves,
yeah.
but regardless, you're here for the good and the bad. So
Yeah, whether or not it gets done, the day's going to come and we're all going to get in the camper and leave, and that's just that.
that's true.
That's usually the reality. You do the best you can, but the road calls. So
Definitely. Well,
cue
we'll
the
see you
closing.
later.